Okay guys, so welcome back. We're going to make our next group, and to this one we're going to use a line, and within this line we want to connect these 2 points on the bottom end. And if we go back here, actually let's push this one back here for now, we connect these 2 points in here like that. And of course we can move this one up to the front again, and let's group this one into simply call it walls. Okay, perfect. Let's start off with an arc, stuff like this. Let's pick up on our second point and connect it in here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, perfect. For the radius, let's go back here and pick up on this component which we made earlier and connect it there to get our preferred radius, like that. I'm just gonna hide these elements here so the image can become a lot cleaner. Okay, perfect. Oh god. Oh boy. Yeah, that should not have happened. Oh, okay, so let's put this one in here and this one in there. Okay, perfect. Back to normal. Always watch out for these kinds of errors because they can really mess up your code. Next up, capital CC to get our curve, our intersection of curves. And to connect this, we're gonna pick up on our arc here, and of course our angled axes here. Yeah, getting that little point there. Next up, let's get a closest point to curve. We can connect our arc there, and we can connect our point there, like so. And then let's apply a shatter curve. We can apply our command here and our arc here as well. Okay, good. And of course, as you can see here, we now, due to this point, we now have two different arc segments. And to take care of that, we can just make it a list. We don't even need to add in extra elements on this one. And as you can see, we want the smaller arc, not the bigger one. So to change this, we just write in --1, connect it in there. There you go. Okay. And this settles in yet another group. So we can call this one, we call it in the minor arc and section. Yeah, that's practical since we don't want the full arc here. And now to focus on the major arc, our bigger one, let's start off with an arc as well, like that. Let's get our geometry here, which will be the third of these points. There, perfect. And to get the radius and to keep it always constant, so that every time we change these points, we don't get a bugged system. We just write in distance, connect it into the radius, and now let's get in our base point here on the B, and of course our third point here on the A. Yeah, okay, exactly. Next up, let's add in a double capital C again so we can get in our curve intersection component. Let's add in an A, and let's pick up on this point here to add in a B. Pardon, line back here. That's another point we need to connect up next. Okay, and afterwards, we're gonna do the same thing as we did here. So let's get in a closest point once again, like that. We can connect the point in here again, and connect the arc as well. This point again, so we should use this one here, and connect it here as well. Okay, awesome. And now we simply repeat this command as we did on the last group. So we place in a shatter curve. Let's set in this place here. We can add in our arc as well. We'll push this down here so it doesn't get too messy. Since we're dealing with more than one parameter here, we might need to flatten these down. And once again, add in a list item because we only want one of these items. And since we want the middle arc here, let's go for, once again, double-1. Place it in there. And that should give us the 2 parts of the curves we need. Select all these, group them, and then let's call them the same, well, close enough name, so major, arc, and section. Like that. Okay, good. Next up, we're gonna have to make a mirror, but instead of the normal mirror, we're just gonna go for the mirror curve, and we want to join in our 2 arcs. And we want to use our main axes as the axes for this mirror. Like that. Perfect. Yeah, really nice. And beyond this, now we need to join in our curves. This will imply naturally creating a new group. Curve join curves in this case. And we also want to place this one in here, this one in here, and add in this one. Okay, lovely. Perfect. Okay, and to do the next part, it's also important to keep these flattened out so that we make sure they are joined into one single curve. Now we're gonna do a code which we are already very familiar with. So add in endpoints, add in a line. Of course, we are only doing this to close off our shape. Put this here, put this here. Let's add in a boundary surface. Join in there and join here, like that. Okay, and this makes nearly our complete code. We can call this one the final silhouette. And now to finally join this up with our walls. Oh boy. So the first thing we're going to need here is going to be an extrude command here, so that we can effectively extrude our shape. Let's deconstruct our previous planes. Deconstruct plane. We're going to need our z-axis for this one. Yeah, it's now being badly done, but we can fix that. Let's pick up on our... where is it again? Actually, let's put this one back here. Let's use this one here. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's the right one. And once this is done, then we just add in our typical difference for our solids, add in our wall, add in our shape. Okay, and now naturally we want to pick up all of these and simply hide them all, plus the wall, of course, and this one. Okay. And to test this out simply, so now we can change the way the arc interacts and changes with these values here. So make it more flattened out or taller. And of course change the height. And the crown jewel of these arcs will naturally be picking up one point, placing it there, picking up the second one and placing it there. And yes, now we have free positioning arcs where we can essentially put them wherever we see fit. I'm gonna put it right here. Alright, perfect. Okay, guys. Hope you've liked the tutorial. I hope to see you here next time. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.